Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we got my old car back. Just kidding, close enough though. But I will be doing a very requested install today. If you haven't guessed, it's these ambient lights, especially the cup holders that I've been asked about the most. No, I am not gatekeeping those. I know it seemed that way, but trust me, as you'll see in this video, it's just not an easy install at all. Alright, here's everything that we're gonna need for this install. First and foremost, we're gonna need an ambient lighting kit with these kind of light heads. And we're going to need this optical fiber tube. It's a 2mm tube with this kind of extension. Then for the sunroof lights, I'm gonna use those acrylic optical fiber kind of tubes. Then you're gonna need a good drill and some drill extensions. You're gonna need a masking tape or painter's tape and a marker, some mounting tape. You're gonna need some really small scissors, preferably ones like these. You're gonna need some shrink wrap. You're gonna need some T-tap connectors, heat gun or a lighter at least, some wire strippers and crimpers, at least 2 trim tools, preferably 3, a screwdriver with a Torx extension. Depending on how you wire it, you might gonna need this fuse wire attachment. I'm gonna be wiring it into the footwell lights that are existing in the GLI. You can get away plugging it directly into a 12-volt plug, but that won't look as clean. You could go ahead and wire it using one of these, which is a add a fuse, and that would be also a clean install. However, the cleanest install will be if you are able to wire it directly into the existing footwell lights, because that way it will turn on with the rest of the lights. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take this optical fiber tube and cut 2 pieces off of it, about 1 meter each or about 3 feet each for each cup holder. So this is for one cup holder and this is for another cup holder. Be careful handling this material because it's super easy to damage it. I also went ahead and I cut this thing off to make sure I have this instead, so I can wire it onto the footwell lights. And here's how this looks. To give you a better example, I plugged it into the wall for now. So this is gonna be our cup holder number 1, cup holder number 2, and these are our sunroof lights, and our footwell lights are right here. Let's proceed to the actual installation. So first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that it actually does work plugged into the footwell lights. And it does. I didn't make a permanent connection yet, just a test one, and it works. Then I went ahead and did permanent connections using T-tap connectors. After that, I want to make sure that it still works just like it did before. And it did, so we can move on to the next step. The next step is to undo this panel on both sides, not just to feed the footwell lights. You will actually need these removed for the cup holder process as well. Now go ahead and mount all of your footwell lights where they're supposed to be. This mounts right under the seats really well as well. I don't really have any special tips here except for the driver's side front. You do need to put some kind of extension to center it, otherwise you won't have any point of mounting to put it centered, but with this extension it is. Now this step is where the fun begins. We have to lay down the masking tape along our cup holder shape, and we have to draw the lines, skipping the corners, because that's how we're gonna cut our optical fiber extension so that it fits. Now lay down the optical fiber tooth so that it's centered and cut out the same pieces that we marked as per the template. You also need to cut the bottom part of the extension. Do not throw away the masking tape as we're gonna need it for the later process. Also make sure you do the same thing for the other cup holder as they're actually different shapes. Now we're going to take our trim tool and start pulling both of these panels apart. Basically a soft plastic and a hard plastic. They're not glued or anything, but they are on each other really tight, and we're gonna need them a little bit more loose so we can tuck our optical fiber in. Do it across the whole cup holder. Now we need to drill a hole under the soft plastic, and it definitely helps if you have someone helping you hold the soft plastic. And this is where you're gonna need that tape that we used before, because it's very easy to damage the plastic, and the hole that you need to drill is about 1/4 inch wide, so pretty big hole. Make sure you're being very careful, and yeah, that's probably the hardest part of this install. Now we have to put a shrink wrap on both ends of our cup holder molds. And now we can start feeding our optical fiber tubes in the holes that we made. It's gonna come out at the bottom for our light sources on both sides. Be very careful to do this process. You just have to take your time, make sure you don't damage the product. You have to feed those tubes, both of them at the same time, and just take your time, don't rush it. Be very careful so that you don't damage it, and slowly mold it into this shape. And that would be pretty much it for the cup holder install. We just have to connect our light sources to those tubes, and we are done with the cup holders. And here we have it with our light sources connected. It's looking really good. We have them connected on both sides, obviously. And yeah, the cup holders are officially done. We can move over to the next part. And the next part is the sunroof lights. What we basically have to do first, we have to feed our light source all the way to the top so we can give the light source to our acrylic optical fiber tubes. Then we're gonna take this thin double-sided tape, which I forgot to mention at the beginning, and stick it onto our acrylic light, and then we can glue it under the sunroof railing. And this is gonna be our final result. Basically, the way you feed this optical fiber tube to this light source, you have to put it under the plastic trim right over here. It fits there perfectly, it goes here, no issue, and we have our sunroof light. And now, after cleaning all the wire mess and putting all the panels back together, we got our ambient lighting done. Before you ask, yes, these additional lights are being controlled from a separate controller, but it's fine for me, it's fine for the person I did this ambient lighting to. The sunroof light looks a bit dim right now just because there's a lot of light in the parking and it sheds especially on the roof. But otherwise, the install is done. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.